County bosses and members of National Assembly are yet again locking horns, this time over the amendment of the Division of Revenue Bill 2024. Governors, led by Wajia's Ahmed Abdullahi, who is also the Vice Chair of the Council of Governors, have condemned the National Assembly's actions as unconstitutional. They accused lawmakers of amending a bill that had already been signed into law by President William Ruto.
The Council is opposed in total to the proposal and calls for the retention of the county's equitable share.
You cannot amend this provision of the Constitution through the amendment of DORA. The minute there's presidential assent on division of revenue, it is a contract.
To have such a bill drafted on matters devolution, Mr. Chairman, is to reverse the gains that the Senate made in the last 10 years on matters division of revenue.
The county heads have labelled the legislators as the biggest obstacle to devolution. They have warned that unless the issue is resolved, county services could be severely disrupted, especially as county employees are threatening to strike over demands for salary increases.
It's like the National Assembly's role is to make sure devolution doesn't work. And I'm saying this with a lot of regret, having come from there.
If the money is going to be reduced, it means as counties, we are forced to shut down the counties after paying the pending bills coming from local authorities.
On June 10th, President William Ruto signed a bill that allocated 400 billion to counties, marking a 23.4% increase from the 385.4 billion allocated in the previous financial year. Despite this increase, county chiefs, including Governor Muthomi Njoki, have expressed their frustration, suggesting it may be time to relook into the Constitution.
We may need to ask ourselves whether we need to go back to the Kenyans who passed the Constitution and allow the executive to annex the counties and we go home. Because we cannot keep on operating on a mode of begging what is rightfully ours.
There is a misconceived notion that has always been there that equitable share is the national government giving counties part of their money. And that must be disabused.
In a show of unity, Senate Finance Committee members have backed the governors, terming the amendments unjustifiable.
Now, how do you justify reduction from 400 billion to any other number? And I sometimes I feel puzzled, when I see the National Assembly, our colleagues, with a lot of respect to them, that, blind themselves from the reality of what these issues.
What is the scientific justification that the National Assembly has, even if you're talking about fiscal consolidation, to further this down and come up with less than 400 billion? There isn't.
Ian Keitani, K24 TV, Nairobi.